BTS's Jin had a car accident. The world panicked, and that night, everything changed. The name shocked the world in a matter of minutes. Jin. Not because of a concert, not because of a new song, not because of a fan meeting, but because of one page of news that left millions breathless. The car Jin was in had an accident, and the world changed instantly. The global army panicked. Social media exploded. The internet went offline. There was only one question: is Jin okay? And that night was no longer about K-pop, no longer about entertainment, but about human safety. This is the complete chronology of what shocked the army world. In a world filled with camera flashes, amidst the glittering stages, behind the spotlights of concerts, and amidst the frenzy of global popularity, there was one thing no one could ever control. Destiny. Destiny doesn't come with a warning. Destiny doesn't send a notification. Destiny doesn't give a countdown. It comes silently, silently. In a seemingly ordinary moment. That night was nothing special. There was no big concert. There was no television show. There was no fan meeting. No tears from thousands of people. Just a simple journey. A car driving down a city street, a seemingly normal routine, an activity that seemed safe. No one knew that night would be a night that would leave millions of people around the world breathless. Because the world is never prepared for bad news. Especially when that news concerns someone loved by millions. In the silence of the city, in the quiet streets, in the quietly lit lights, there was not a single sign of danger. No premonition. No omen. No alarm. Everything seemed peaceful, everything seemed normal. Everything seemed under control. But life doesn't always follow the human script. Because so many mess, the biggest changes in life don't come with a roar, don't come with a loud noise, don't come with a warning. They come in a single moment. One second. One incident. One event. And that night was the beginning of a story that no one had ever planned, never wanted, and never expected. This is not a sensational story. Not a drama. Not a clickbait story. This is a story about humans. About the uncertainty of life. About the fragility of security. And about how an ordinary journey can turn into an extraordinary event. The life of a global idol is about energized. About time. About schedules. About relentless movement. Their days are rarely completely empty. There is always an agenda. There is always something to do. There is always a responsibility. Not just as an artist, but as a public figure, as a global symbol, as a representative of the global entertainment industry. That day seemed like any other. There were no signs of danger. No strange events. No emergency. Everything was going on as usual. Professional agendas. Routine activities. Work trips. Regular mobility. Everything seemed under control. Organized. Structured. Scheduled. And in the midst of it all, there was one car trip that looked like all the others. No rush for time, no panic. No emergency. Just an ordinary journey in an extraordinary life. Because behind their global idol status, they were still human beings. Going about their daily routines. They still moved around. They still used transportation. They still walked the highway. They still faced the same risk as everyone else. Popularity doesn't make someone immune. Fame doesn't make someone safe. Wealth doesn't eliminate risk. Because danger doesn't choose its victims. And that's precisely what the world often forgets. Behind the big names, behind the celebrity status, behind the global fame, there are still ordinary people living in the real world. A world full of uncertainty, a world that's unpredictable, a world that's not always fair. That day seemed normal, too ordinary. No one expected that routine would turn into the beginning of a major event that would shake the emotions of millions. Night slowly fell. The sky darkened. The city lights began to come on one by one. The streets began to empty. The city's RHTHM slowed. Cars moved normally. Not fast, not slow. Not in a hurry, not reckless. Everything seemed safe. Controlled. Calm. No sirens. No panic. No emergency, just the sound of enginess. Just the glow of street legs. Just the RHYTHM of the night journey. An ordinary journey in the middle of a big city. No drama. No conflict, no tension. Everything seemed simple. But life often hides change behind the charm. Because so many mess, when everything feels safe, that's when people are most careless. No one talked about danger, no one imagined the risk, no one predicted the worst. Because the human mind always believes that today will be fine, and that night seemed like any other night. The sky remained dark. In silence. In silence. In silence. Waiting for one moment. 1 point. 1 second. That would change everything. There were no warning signals. No alarms. No countdown. There was no sound to announce that something was about to happen. Just 1 moment, 1 second, 1 point in time. And everything changed. In life, the biggest changes don't always come with a loud bang. They don't always come with an explosion. They don't always come with drama. Sometimes they come silently. At a speed the mind can process. In events too fast to comprehend. That second wasn't a second that could be repeated. It wasn't a second that could be avoided. It wasn't a second that could be controlled. Everything happened so fast that the body could only react, without time to think, without time to analyze, without time to understand. In one brief moment, reality changed. Calmness turned to tension. Silence turned to panic, routine turned into crisis. There was no scenario. No rehearsal. No preparation. Because real life never provides a practice for tragedy. There were only reactions. Instincts. Human reflexes. That moment became the dividing line between before and after. Between normal life and an event that changed everything. In one brief moment, BTS's Jin was no longer just about music, no longer just about the stage, no longer just about entertainment, but about humanity, about the fragility of life. Because no matter how big a person's name is, no matter how famous their figure is, no matter how strong their image is, one real event always remains the world that all humans are equal in the face of risk. That moment was a moment that will never be forgotten. Not because of the sensation, not because of the drama, but because of its meaning. The meaning that life can change in a single breath, in the blink of an eye, in a brief moment that was never planned. After everything happened, what changed was not sound, not crowds, not hustle and bustle. What changed was silence. A heavy silence. A pressing silence. In moments like this, people don't think long. They don't form logic, they don't analyze rationally. There is only one thing, fear, uncertainty. Because uncertainty is the purest form of fear. Not knowing what happened. Not knowing what will happen. Not knowing how things will turn out. Not knowing what the impact will be. Just empty space. Just silence. Just a question. And in that silence, time felt different. A minute felt like an hour. A second felt like a century. Because the human mind works faster. When fear takes over. In moments like this, the world feels small. Sounds feel distant. Light feels dim. There is only one focus, safety. Not popularity. Not fame. Not status. Not a big name. But human safety. Because when a crisis occurs, all identities collapse. Idols, artists, celebrities, public figures are all gone. All that remains are humans. Fragile humans. Humans who can be hurt. Humans who can be afraid. Humans who are not immune. The silence after an incident is not just a soundless space. It's a space full of emotions. Full of tension. Full of anxiety. Full of uncertainty. And in that silent space, destiny begins to shape the next chapter. The world may be silent in one place, but the digital world never sleeps. Within minutes, information begins to move. Notifications arrive. Timelines move. Hashtags appear. Names begin to trend. And one name becomes the center of the world's attention, BTS's Jin. Social media turns into a global reaction space. America reacts. Korea reacts. Europe reacts. Asia reacts. Latin America reacts. The Middle East reacts. Without national borders. Without language borders. Without cultural borders. The world is connected in one emotion of worry. The same questions arise everywhere. Is he okay? How is he? What really happened? Is he safe? The internet has turned into a digital prayer space. Not just a fandom. Not just fans. Not just a community. But humans cheering for other humans. Comments are filled with messages of support. That cheering can transcend national borders. That humans are still humans, behind the screen, behind the account, behind the username. And that night, the world was no longer connected by entertainment, not by music, not by concerts, but by a shared anxiety, a shared sense of concern, a shared humanity. The internet is not just a place for information. It has become a space for global solidarity. One world, one emotion, one concern. Amidst the rapid flow of information, one most important need emerged, the truth. Not the fastest version. Not the most viral version. Not the most sensational version. But the truth is the truth. Verification is the foundation of truth. Without verification, information is merely speculation. Without verification, narratives are merely assumptions. Without verification, news is merely packaged rumors. In times of crisis, truth must not be deviated by speed. Because speed can be misleading, speed can cause panic. Speed can magnify official sources. Valid clarification, confirmed information. Verifiable data. These are the main pillars of healthy information. In the digital world, everyone can speak. Every account can write. Every platform can spread. And often, the world only sees the end result, not the process. Events like this open the eyes of many people that the entertainment industry is not just about glamour but also about risk. Travel risk. Fatigue risk. Mental stress risk. Physical risk. Because popularity doesn't erase the laws of reality. The body can still get tired. People can still be fragile. Life is still full of uncertainty. And this is where risk management protection systems, occupational safety, and security protocols are important. Because safety is not just a procedure but a humanitarian priority. The industry may be big. Popularity may be high. Names may be global. But safety must always come first. Today we're not talking about idols. We're not talking about celebrities. We're not talking about popularity. We're talking about people, because BTS's Jin is not just a global star. He is a human being who can get tired, who can be afraid, who can be endangered. His incident reminds the world that fame doesn't make so many invulnerable and safety is always number one. If you care about Jin, if you care about humanity, if you are a true ARMY, leave a prayer in the comments. Like this video, subscribe for ethical a real BTS updates, and share so the world doesn't fall for hoaxes. Or it, pray for Jin, if you care hati dua.